Welcome back to Super Tuesday recap. We are back to talk finally. Oh man, what is episodes 8 and 9?
Yep.
Of Star Trek Discovery? Yeah, we're finally. I can't remember the last time we talked Star Trek Discovery. We're doing episodes 8 and 9. Star Trek Discovery. We're gonna actually also recap and discuss the entire first half of this season, and throw in a bit of other interesting Star Trek news. I guess we can call it that if it's really news. I think it might be fake news, but we'll discuss it anyway, and then also talk about the CBS All Access app in a bit. If you are one of the lucky people on Facebook right now, you might be seeing us live. I'm once again surprising everybody who's on a podcast with me by going live, who they didn't know before they were doing this. So,
Hey, as long as I'm not on the camera, we're good.
yeah, no, it's just I would never do that to you guys. So I'm not like the Alexa or what like the Echo app, but I'm just like I'm in your bedroom and I'm just going to make sure that everybody on the internet knows what you're saying. Yeah, I'm not going to do that to you guys. So, but all right, so let's get into this. Like I said, episodes 8 and 9. I don't remember the episode name of episode 8, but I'm just going to call it. Saru's a little scared.
It is Vis Pacem Bellum, which is Latin for "if you want peace, prepare for war," which makes complete sense given how that episode went.
Oh, I thought it meant I thought it stood for Saru was a little scaredy little cat. So, but
can we talk about him? Like, what kind of planet did he come from where he's like super fast, super strong, yet he's the prey? Like, was he raised on like T-Rex planet? I mean,
so
look at it. Just because of his feet.
We're definitely talking about Saru this episode because this episode is basically mostly about him. We other characters are in there, but that's a good point. I don't want to know what the prey on his planet look like. If that like early in the episode, he basically tells Burnham and Tyler's like, "Yeah, I'm pretty much superior to you guys physically in every way possible." And I'm like, so if you were like the scaredy prey, what were the predators like on? And I would assume that also that means the predators are also like highly intelligent beings. So who the fuck were hunting them?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, was it predators? Was it aliens? I mean, what dark world did he come from?
Because he does, you know what Saru does remind me of? He reminds me of the alien from Predators that got caught, that they end up shooting that one time when they laid the trap for the predators and they end up shooting one of the aliens. He reminds me of that. So maybe he did come from Predator planet. It would make sense. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I have so many questions about Saru. Like, if you're that, how did you end up being in Starfleet if you're that scared? Like, he basically says in this episode, that he's always afraid. How did he end up in Starfleet? How did he end up anywhere if you're always afraid of everything?
Never known without fear.
Right.
Well, I can almost see it if you think of Starfleet as something that's not supposed to go to war at all or all the time. Like he has a utility function. He's supposed to be just on a science vessel, and that's not what happened. I don't know why he remained in wartime, but I can almost see it.
He's basically a canary in a coal mine.
Who was the scaredy cat dude from The Next Generation?
Oh, I know he.
I can't. Barkley, yes. That's who he kind of, sort of reminds me of a little.
Yeah, no,
but not.
Yeah, no, I can believe that. He's definitely that. He's basically a canary in a coal mine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like that's. So again, it kind of goes to the idea of Starfleet being a bunch of assholes. It's like, oh no, we put him on the bridge. We make him part of the command because he's got command experience, and he's no, because we need somebody on the bridge who tells us when shit goes bad. That's what he's there for.
Yeah,
you know, just stand in the corner, and we'll make sure that you're okay. Like that's what his job is for. So, yeah, I still have so many questions about him.
He could use a good therapist.
Oh, he needs a therapist. He needs a pep talk. He needs a lot of things going on. It's like, oh my goodness, just so much stuff with him. So anyway, go ahead.
Can I ask a quick question? Because when he was running, some my heart, I haven't seen the Justice League, but something in my heart tells me that he was still running better than the Flash did in the Justice League movie based on the way everyone's describing it.
See, why do y'all put me in positions like this? Like I get yelled, because see, I'm the one that's going to get yelled at if I make a statement here. But you all set me up for things like this, and so I have to answer truthfully, and the answer is yes. He did run better than Barry Allen does in the Justice League. So I was like, I don't know why you guys do that. Like, I'm the one that gets called the troll, and I'm the one that gets called out for this stuff. But you guys know what you're doing. You guys are causing part of this problem. You're not helping. You're enablers. That's what you are. You're enablers.
You could always deny it, but that would be lying.
Right. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie to the people. You guys want me to lie to the people now? Come on. Never do such a thing. Yes, he definitely does run better than Barry Allen does in the Flash, as a Flash in the Justice League movie. So, you still haven't seen it, have you?
Nope.
No, I haven't seen it either. I was supposed to see it, but everyone got sick.
I will watch it when it hits HBO. I'll nap through it then.
I'm going to say something that's going to get my card pulled. I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet.
It's fine. Now, if you came through talking about you hadn't seen Black Panther, I'd have Chris hang up on you.
Well, considering it hasn't come out yet.
Or that you weren't going to see it or something like that.
I completely plan on seeing that.
Yeah.
May not be first weekend because, well, I want to see that with my wife. But, yeah. So
see, that's one of those things that you can.
Won't hurt her. We won't tell. No, I'm kidding. I'm not fixing to mess up no happy home.
I mean, I'm just saying that. I mean, there are certain occasions where sometimes you can lie. It's not really lying.
You don't tell her you haven't lied.
Right? Exactly. You can see it multiple times. There's nothing stopping you. There's no rule against that. I'm just saying. Anyway, so.
With her, maybe just not for the first time.
Anyway, back on topic here. So episode 8, overall, what did you guys think of this episode with episode 8? We're basically, so my thing, and this is going to be my thing with the last 2 episodes, I like Star Trek Discovery. I'm breaking up and not watching it week to week. Obviously, we're on break now. I do think that, and I think we've talked about this before, it's kind of interesting the way they break up episodes. They're trying to still keep the overall story, but each episode still kind of goes into almost like a episode of the week, a theme of the week, that's kind of connected to the overall story, but kind of not really is. And time passes between these episodes kind of weirdly. So I like them, but I also sometimes feel like the story gets a little bit disjointed. Is anybody else feeling that?
No, I thought this was actually the one that was most connected to the main story. I loved it. There was just one piece that confused me that we'll get to, but I thought it was pretty connected.
Yeah, it's not that it's not connected. It's just that it's like it's, and I do agree that this one does feel probably more than some of the other ones, but it just, I don't know. I guess maybe it'll be more clear when I get to the next episode. But Rosa, you were gonna say?
I was going to agree with the doctor. Like, there was moments that gave me pause, like the whole passage of time. Mm-hmm. Like, it seemed a little weird, and some of the moments in the episode seemed weird. It was a little disjointed, but it did connect overall. Like, they had a purpose to be at the planet.
Oh, absolutely.
It was like to find the Klingon, I guess, anti-Klingon technology thing. Mm-hmm. But you don't really know between each episode, like, how much time has passed. And so it seems a little weird.
I think that's what it is. It's not that the episodes don't connect. They definitely do. But like you said, it's that lack of understanding how much time has passed between episodes. It feels kind of weird. And did we get some of that this episode? And I think the biggest thing for me is, I think out of everything here, the stuff when you're dealing with the Klingons feels the most disconnected. Like,
I will that, because there was what I didn't understand some of what was happening, and a lot of stuff was left unclear until we see the mid-season finale, but even then it was a little confusing.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to tell a bigger story with the Klingons, but they're also trying to be too cute and hide what's going on. Because clearly there's something going on with what's the female Klingons name? It's Laurel. With Laurel and Tyler, and I think we kind of we'll get into that next episode. I think we can kind of figure out.
Okay, I'll wait for next episode because when I saw what was going on, I was like, what?
Right. So we kind of know. But here's the thing: like even with Laurel, it took me a while to connect that she was the same Klingon from what was her what was the
and that group.
Yeah, it's like their story feels the most disconnected, even though it's supposed to be all one big story. And so with the passage of time doesn't really work for me because at one point we see her and she's what was the Klingon who got kicked off the ship? Oh God,
Tuva.
Yeah, Tuva. So that's the other thing too. So first of all, I'm having a hard time keeping track of all like who everybody is there. Like I know when I'm saying like okay, that's that one here and there. But like last time we saw her when she was like, "Hey, listen, I'm with you. I'm gonna go back and pretend like I'm with, the leader here. I'm with Core." We then see her on the ship. I thought that was her when she got the Admiral, and then there was a Tyler. I was like, I think that's the same Klingon.
I knew it was her because they had her in the white get up with the red tips.
Right, but that was the only way to tell is that her suit, her costume is technically kind of different. But they never, I don't think, ever really use her name, so you never really know that it's her, other than other than she has the white. And then in this episode, you see that it is the same her. It is the same Clinton one because her face is burned from when she came when Tyler and Lorca escaped the prison ship. Then she's back, and then you're seeing that she's having problems. Like it just seems like there's so much more going on with their story. But
let me ask this question: Do you think that this show has done a fairly decent job of setting up the crew of Discovery, but not so much the villains?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like the actual. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Hello?
Yeah. So because I'm remembering who some of these Klingons. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. We got you.
Okay. Yeah. So Okay. So it seems like some of these Klingon. It's kind of hard remembering who some of these Klingons are just because they're just not there. And I'd almost forgotten that the old boy that got ganked on real early on wasn't there anymore. I'd almost forgotten that. And I mean, they did a better job in episodes 8 and 9 of kind of setting up the Klingons, or at least Laurel for that matter. But yeah, I mean, in general, for these first 9, it's just. Yeah.
The crew of the Discovery, I have no problem with their character development. It makes sense. I know everything that's going on. You get the little nuances of the relationship between the character. Tilly's still a dry snitch who's annoying, but she's kind of still at some point. Yeah.
To be fair, I can't believe I'm about to defend that 53% girl, but she's grown on me as the season's gone on.
No, she does. She does, but she has slip ups. She has slip ups, and that was a slip up when I'm going, Tilly, come on. I've been liking you, but come on, Tilly.
No offense. That would be like, okay, I'm going to throw you under the bus here, Chris. That would be like you telling me something, right? Mm-hmm. And then meet you in a shanty sitting down. And then I say that something because you two are together and you're closer than you and I are. So I assume she already knows.
You can't be making them assumptions, man. You can't be making them assumptions. You gotta...
She thinks she's positively thinking that you have a healthy relationship and strong communications with the person you're with.
I'm just saying. Sometimes you gotta mind your own business. I'm just saying. Mind your business. No. I feel you. So it's like, no, Tilly is definitely growing on me, but she does like that moment. But again, you get that feeling with the entire crew of the Discovery. But so there's that moment when, and I think it's in episode 8, when Laurel brings in what you know that the admiral is in debt at that point, but she brings the admiral in and to drop her body off. She sees the rest of the members, I guess, of her crew, and it's supposed to be this powerful moment to go, oh man, Core's like killing some of her people because she sees some of the not Cole, I think it's Cole is bringing it's killing members of her crew, and oh man, it's supposed to be. I don't know those people. I don't know those Klingons, so I didn't care. I didn't know what the relationship was supposed to be. So you're only supposed to be able to feel that emotional connection because the character kind of says something, but at the same time, I'm like, what?
I just took it as that was more motivation for why she's eventually going to turn on Core. Oh yeah, because I know she went over there to survive, quote unquote, and to give old boy a chance. But I just assumed that, this was just further confirmation for her that, oh, this dude ain't about shit. And possibly his own people don't recognize or realize what he's doing. And if they did, they wouldn't be in his corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't even know why those Klingons are dead.
Right.
Yeah. There's no explanation or there was no hint like, oh, get rid of that person.
Right.
You just know that they're half eaten.
Yeah, like there's
weird.
Exactly. Like we get the beginning when Cole was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna give your house and your ships the cloaking technology because we're not sure that you're really loyal to us." It's like, okay, you're telling me that, but like, why is she even alive? Like, it just, I don't know. It just feels like we haven't got enough understanding of the dynamic of what's going on with the Klingons right there. And again, it's not we're talking about it now, but I don't think it's not enough to make it hurt the show too much because everything else is good enough. And like the focus being on the crew of the Discovery and what's going on there is fine. But it just sometimes it feels like we're missing something. It feels like there's two stories going on and we're only getting part of the story. And I definitely think is being done on purpose to hide a bigger thing that's going on with go ahead.
Well, one of the things that concerns me is like, yeah, the Klingons have the Klingon technology and they got it from the old ship, but they've never really explained as part of the Klingon story why that old ship had it and how they were able to duplicate it so fast.
Mm-hmm. Did that ship have the cloak? In the
yes.
episode?
Yeah, it did. It was the only one that did. That's why it was.
It was the only one that did.
Okay, that's why they wanted it. Got it.
Yeah, you're right. They are replicating the technology pretty fast on the other ships. So we know nothing about how they're doing. It's just like, oh yeah, man. Now it went from like they have like one ship and a few of their smaller birds of prey to now like almost like the entire Klingon fleet has cloaking technology. It just feels kind of weird. So yeah,
they also haven't explained like just based on already known canon from like I guess Kirk is 10 years from now, where we already know the Klingons had this war already happened. I guess they all have that technology. Like, so I guess there's a little disconnect. I mean, I don't know where they're going with the timeline and the history and what they're changing.
So I've completely just given up on the timeline. I don't care. Like every time I watch the Discovery make a jump, I'm like, oh, fuck it. No, we're like at that point. I'm done. I am completely done with the idea of the timeline. Like I think, a matter of fact, I think 8 opens up with that. They're going in to save the other ship, and the Discovery jumps in, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, fuck it. Like trying to connect this to the other timelines. I'm done. I'm completely out on that one. I don't care anymore. It looks too cool.
Wait, can we talk about the fact that opening sequence? I thought it was a battle simulation. And when they said, "Oh no, they're dead," I'm like, "Wait, what?" It threw me. I'm like, "What?" But
no, this is Star Trek. People don't die like that. But we've had this conversation before. Like what was
people? They just 100 people, and it's like, okay, next, where are we going to next? I'm like, wait, what?
Look. You should not be surprised by this show and doing that now. They ate the captain. All right.
Don't remind me.
They snacked on Captain Phillips. Okay, they snacked on her. All right, they ate her like a chicken drumstick. Like just like at this point, We can't. Yeah, no. I'm out on it being too too much and too much depth, and I'm out on caring about the timeline now because it's clearly, to me, if they're smart, like I think I saw something about them saying they're going to address that in season 2 or something like that, and I'm like, please don't, because at this point I don't care. Like it's just, if you tell me that it's not really connected, I can live with that. The minute you start trying to connect it and trying to fill those gaps in is where it goes wrong, i.e., like what they try to do with the X-Men universe. Instead of just making First Class something totally different, they're like, no, we're going to make it so there's a prequel and it somehow ties. No. That gets messy. Just making completely different. Because, like, the only way this works is if somehow when they do season 2, the Discovery jumps to the future. That is the only way this, like, if they do that, I'm okay. Like, if they do that, I will be okay with that, because that would make sense to me. And I'm like, because the Discovery has way too much technology. Like, at one point, and I'm jumping ahead to episode 9, they're talking about they need to be able to see through the cloak of the Klingon ship. But when they know that ship came into orbit, because they were able to read the signature on its energy signal when it came in. They might not be able to lock onto it, but they knew it was there. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any technology-wise, doesn't make any fucking sense. You know, how did you do that? They beamed onto they beamed onto that ship when it had its shields up, and when their shields were up. Like, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just assuming the ship is way too advanced. And if you're going to try to reconcile this, they have to jump to the future.
Or it's a Rogue One situation where by the end of it, everyone dies.
Yeah.
And the ship is,
and the ship goes down with them. Yeah.
But even then, it's like the technology was still, like, they have to be feeding back information on the technology. Like, they got to jump to the future. Like, they got to take everybody, and everybody got to go. Everybody who has any knowledge of the Discovery got to go.
Well, we don't know where at the end of episode 9 they jumped to. Maybe they already done it, and we just don't know yet.
What I was going to say is, Chris, this is Lorca's. Do you really think he's feeding them anything that he doesn't want them to know? He doesn't want them to have the technical specs or behind the scenes stuff on his ship. That's his damn ship.
Look, I was trying to wait for Lorca thing until 9, but look, man, Lorca's killing me right now, because every time I let my guard down with Lorca, he comes back 10 times fucking worse. Like, I'm watching these 2 episodes go.
What's his face do all those jumps?
Oh my god! Like, before even that,
33 jumps in how many seconds?
No, before that, right? It's like, because in the last episode, he was in episode 8. You're like, okay, he's not going to try to leave anybody behind. You feel like he's doing things, and you're like, oh, he actually cares about people.
Oh, wow. You actually thought he actually cared about
No.
This show.
Well,
come on,
no. There are times in here where you're like, okay, he does things, and you're like, okay, that wouldn't be if he really didn't care. Like, for instance, if he really didn't care, when in episode 9, they would have gone back to base. They wouldn't have gone back, and they wouldn't have and confronted the Klingons. He wouldn't have saved that planet because, I mean, he doesn't care about anything. If he truly didn't care, right, he would have done that.
Yeah, but I think his motivations are just hidden to us.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
That planet, he wanted to go to war, and this was his chance. It wasn't really to save that planet.
Oh no, you're right. Again, I'm not saying.
I have to agree with the doctor on there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that that's not his motivations, but it's just like every time I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is something else there. He then goes and, like you said, the jumps, but the jumps wasn't even the worst thing. He fucked up, what's his name? He did that on purpose. Yeah. They end up where they're at in purpose because he did something with the data he got.
Yeah, Stamets, yeah.
Yeah, he fucked up Stamets on purpose.
So what did he really do that to disrupt the jump?
I'm pretty sure when you watch it, if you freeze the frame, because they got all the information from Stamets' jump, and he's been collecting all the information. That's one of the things he told him. I think when you see him at the captain's chair, he like picks one of the data points, and he clicks on something, and so when Stamets goes to jump back to base, it does something to mess up Stamets, And that's how they end up where they're at. Lorca definitely did that on purpose. That was definitely all him. It was not an accident that they ended up.
Yeah.
Like his face going, how did we get here? I wanted to reach to my screen and slap the shit out of him, yo.
I don't think the surprise on his face was disingenuous. He did not want to go home. He did not expect to wind up where they wound up.
Oh, no. He didn't expect that, but his whole like, oh, how did this happen, dude? Are you serious right now? I want to reach to the screen and strangle him. Like that entire setup, I knew something was going to go up. Everybody was having this. We're going to go home. We're going to do this. I'm like, no, we're not. No, we're not. Your captain's crazy.
No, but wait. And then there was that little speech he made. He's like, you started as scientists and now you're fierce warriors. I'm like, no, they're not.
No, you're
pushing all this shit. But before you jump there, can we jump back to the previous episode? There's one thing that we didn't touch on. And that's when Saru gave Tyler that crystal and it kind of jumped. And Saru was like, you're hiding something from me. Where's Burnham? Mm-hmm. I got the sense it was more than just the fact that Tyler was hiding, that Burnham was trying to do what she was trying to do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, it's definitely else there.
Before I saw episode 9, I'm like, what did it pick up on? What is Burnham? No, they cannot ruin my ship.
Are we going to talk about what he could be?
Oh, you mean about the fact that him and Laurel were fucking?
Oh, beyond that. Like, I believe
might they actually be a Klingon?
I don't know.
Why do you hate me?
I don't know. I don't know if he's actually in there. I think that he might have both of the personalities in there. Like, I don't think that they completely. Like, I believe Tyler is definitely in there, but I think what's the other? Is it Cobalt? Like who is it? Huh?
Vox or Vokes. It starts with a V.
Yeah, like he's definitely in there some way. Because
you feel like Tyler was a real person.
I believe so. I believe Tyler is a real person, and I believe that they somehow put the other personality in there.
I just call him the albino because I don't remember his name, and I know that's rude, but that's the only way I can remember.
But that's also the problem with the way they've written the Klingons. So like you don't get enough of them, and you go through them so fast. They die. Like every time you get used to one,
a whole ship of Klingons.
Right. Every time you get used to one of them being a leader, they fucking die. And so it's just like, but no. Tyler, they're definitely going to ruin your ship. I'm sorry, but it's definitely you're going to get a little bit. It's going to be ruined.
Okay, his name is Vox.
Two quick questions. Do you think Laurel's pregnant? And who do you trust more at this point, Laurel or Lorca?
Burnham.
Right. No, if I had to choose between the two, I'll trust
black women. Trust black women. I trust the black lady and Joanne. Well, bridge who finally got a name last episode.
Well, she got a name like way before then because what's his name? Saru actually said her name, but yeah, she actually spoke in episode 8. I'm like, whoa, they actually gave her lines. I'm like, anyway.
It scared me because I'm like, y'all better not kill this sister. Y'all better not.
I trust Lorca if I had to choose between the two. But I trust him because I don't trust him. So it's like, it's a known quantity. It's like, oh no, you look at him, you're like, oh, you shady. Okay, that's cool. Laurel, hell no. Like nothing about her seems like you should trust her. Like for instance, like she's a torturer. Like she
and a rapist. Technically, she raped him.
Yes, she's a rapist and a torturer. Yeah, no, there's no way in hell I trust her at all. So, yeah.
And the pregnant?
Shut up.
I mean, no.
Why do y'all hate me?
I'm like, she's probably pregnant at this point.
I'm just saying, I cannot disagree with that.
They're not compatible. No, she's not. And don't dare bring up Worf. The genes are not compatible at this point in history. No, they're not.
I mean,
well, isn't Worf's baby mama half human?
That me live my denial. I just
Bellum?
discussing Worf.
Yeah, Bellum Torres with that.
Yeah, I'm not sure about them. Just I mean,
he did go to her in episode 9.
I'm gonna hit the Tina Belcher.
I hate you all right now.
But yeah, no, I don't know about that one. But yeah, I definitely. Here's the thing: they've been leaning really heavily on the Burnham Tyler relationship there, and I don't know. Like it could be that he has false memories of his. I guess what do you say? He had a little. It wasn't a farm. It was like a. Some little nice little tranquil place that doesn't involve a war and things like that. Like those could be false memories, or it could actually be like I said, I'm going with the idea that there's two parts of him inside of there, and that there is a Tyler there. But I definitely feel like that other the Klingons in him somewhere. It's obvious at this point.
I'm really hoping it's a Patty Hearst brainwashing PTSD situation. I don't know.
Yeah, but there was one part of episode 9 where it's like he sort of snapped out of PTSD just very quickly. It's like, wait, I didn't know people could do that. I'm not saying it's not possible.
Well, it wasn't really snapped.
It was kind of quick.
That's TV snap out.
Exercises, and it's plot. It's plot. Right. They can't wait the actual time that it takes for a person to actually come out of a PTSD panic episode.
Right.
But the power of feeling for Burnham, and I know I joke about this on the Supergirl podcast, but I'm okay with it here. Fight me. But the power of his burgeoning love pulled him out of it.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Nothing Tyler's did in episode 8 or 9 is what leads me to believe that he's not all his mind and maybe even his body is not all human. It was L'Rell. Mm-hmm. At one point in episode 9, she looks at him when at the very end when they're about to do the jump, and he comes to confront her in the brig, and then he leaves. The way she looks at him as he goes, like something like, "I'll never let you go. I'll never leave you or leave your side," or something like that. Oh no! It's not. That's not human. That's not just a torturer now in love with the person they raped. That is so much more there. That is the way she looked at and followed what old boy. Right.
No, what she specifically said, because I wrote it down. I won't let them hurt you, and then she says soon, and then he leaves.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. He's not. Yeah. sorry. I hate to ruin that for you, but.
Yeah, I hate you. But that gets back to what we were talking about in the previous episode. There was something else we didn't catch on that I wanted to ask about in terms of why was she so anxious. Obviously, now we know she was anxious to get back to Tyler because of whatever's going on there. But my question, I had two questions. Was what happened with the Admiral planned, or was it an improvisation? And two, how did Cole or Cora know that she was lying?
Lying about what?
Hello?
Yeah, lying about what?
Remember when she said at the end, "I'm completely devoted to you," and he marks it and he said, "Well, yeah, you think I didn't know you were lying. Guess what I did?" And that's when he threw her in that room with...
Oh, he knew she was lying because they didn't start fighting. She didn't start fighting the Admiral until he said, "What are you doing?" Like, it was so fucking obvious that was a fake fight. Like, that's how he knew. Like, I was hoping he would call her out for that. 'Cause I'm like, are you gonna really fall for this? Like, they're literally walking away side by side, and it wasn't until he goes, "What are you doing with a prisoner?" that she goes, and they stop and look at each other. They have a conversation, and that's when and then they start the fight. I'm like, if this motherfucker falls for that shit, if he falls for this fight, I'm gonna be pissed. And I'm so glad that he went along with it and then tells her the end. It's like, bitch, I knew you were lying. Come on, do you know who I am? Like, I wish he would have gone. Do you know who I am? Do I look stupid? Do I we're gonna talk about this later. I wish they got a little Tarantino, a little Sam Jackson, and been like, do I look like a bitch? And it went that way. And went that way with her. Because it's just like, come on. It was such a stupid setup. It's like, if you watch that scene, they literally look at each other and then go, fuck, we got caught. What are we going to do?
So was she actually trying to kill the Admiral? Was the plan always to injure / kill the Admiral? Or was it... just I got to put her down.
I think that when I go back and thought, because I wasn't sure either. When I think about it, I think it was one of those things where, because I think at one point she even says the thing she says to the Admiral says back to her. It's like they're basically like, I have a newfound respect for you, and you're not what I thought you were. And I think that was both a signal that they both knew that they were going to have to fight, and it was have to be like a real fight, and they were going to have to try to kill each other to try to sell this, and that whoever wins and has to deal with if they can get off there. But like it had to go down to that, and so I definitely think she tried to kill the Admiral, but it wasn't like it was because she had to. It's like there's no way I can go forward with this. Now, I will say her approaching the Admiral was definitely one of those, okay, I found out that you have somebody who knows where the Discovery is. I need to use her so I can get to the Discovery to get to my man.
Shh.
I had to put it in there. I'm sorry. But
I do think the Klingons have a bad situational awareness, because there was that fight, and then there was on episode 9 where Burnham was. Everyone could tell, should have been able to tell, she was just trying to keep them busy, and yet they fell for it.
Well, so no, actually, I think that fight was different to me. That fight made sense. Like that's a fight where it's like I can that fight made sense to me. And didn't seem like it was like, okay, no, this is a woman that claims to kill to Kuvma, and she wants to challenge our leader. Like that felt like they would definitely go that way. Like that made sense to me.
But hadn't she admitted at that point that it was accidental?
Didn't matter. No,
because she needed to keep them distracted so they wouldn't warp away.
Right. Yeah. So I like that one made sense to me, but the other fight, I'm glad they pointed out the fact that there's no way anybody who saw this would be done. Because here's the thing, you see that shit in movies all the time where there's somebody that helps a prisoner escape and they get caught and they go, oh, let's fight and pretend like and the other people are stupid enough to fall for it. I am so glad they didn't fall for it, because it was too obvious. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I did like going back to episode 8. I did like the idea of them coming across this new race and and having to deal with like one. They're not understanding that. Oh, no. Listen. I know you guys are trying to help. I know you guys are trying to be the peacemaker between all this, but this is not how you do this. It's not going to work. You guys are going to get wiped out. But I also like the idea of them challenging the idea of like, hey, listen, we have to follow
Prime Directive.
Yeah, we have to follow these rules, because we now found out that these creatures are sentient. This is their planet. We can't just take and do this. I almost kind of wish they had kind of gone more into that. Because that is classic Star Trek, but they kind of moved further away from that as the episode went on and went more to Saru just being a scaredy cat, and now has no. Finally got a moment of not understanding what fear was. So I don't know. I guess.
I think the most disappointing thing about episode 8 was I guess Stamets had a vision of the future or something, and it had Captain 53.
It did?
I was like, wait. Oh, I don't see that.
I don't. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I didn't get that was what he was seeing.
I just assumed it was just like maybe a possible future or something like Captain 53 is no.
It could have been. I don't think he was. See, when he said Captain, I thought he was actually seeing like Captain Lorca. He wasn't actually seeing Tilly there. I didn't take it as he thought that Tilly was the captain.
Yeah, you just said captain.
Yeah. So I mean, but that could be an interesting thing though. What if he did see he was seeing a future and was seeing like I don't know, that seemed a little bit weirder for me, but I just assumed that he was seeing something else. at that point and was actually seeing the Captain Lorca. So, but
didn't Lorca, when he showed him the map, say that it could be a possibility of alternate dimensions? Maybe he wasn't seeing like a possible future, but a different version.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Sorry.
No problem. No, that definitely could be it, and that also could then go into the explanation of how the Discovery is more advanced than anything else we've seen in the timeline of Star Trek. So,
look, those jumps in episode 9, I kept jumping over. I was like, oh my god, look at it go! Sorry, even though I knew Stamets, I was like, hurry up! These jumps are not happening fast enough.
So okay, a couple things about this. So one, when he said, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 159 jumps or something like that. I'm like,
33.
133. I was like, okay.
Micro jumps.
Right. Fuck you. I'm like, what? Excuse me? 2, my favorite is when, so they start doing the jumps and the doctor looks over at Tilly, goes, oh goodness, his elevated heart rate. How many more jumps? She's like, we got 90 more to do.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Again,
30.
I love the way that this show takes certain tropes and doesn't give into them. So again, like in the fake fight scene, you're like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna see them. They're gonna fake fight and they're gonna get away with that way. And you're like, oh shit, no, they didn't do that. In this one, when they're showing you the jumps and they're going through all this stuff, and he goes, his elevated heart rate. How many more jumps are you're expecting him to go? Only 10 more. You weren't expecting him to go. We kind of just started and we got 90 more to do. So and then they kept going, and it was like the longest sequence ever. Man, I was like, okay, I was not expecting that. And
when you hear micro jumps, you're thinking like boom, 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 not like. But then you have to remember this is a big ass ship. Oh my god! But it looks so beautiful. I'm sorry. It looked. Stamets is my heart. I didn't want anything to happen to him. I'm hurt by the end. But that sequence of them showing it was amazing.
Yeah. Everything again when it comes to how this show looks, the production value and everything, it's great. Like, and again, it goes back to what I was saying. I don't care about them not connecting to connecting to that universe, because it's just we're too far advanced at this point. Our technology is way too advanced for even what they were doing in the movies. Like, even if they try to connect this to the movie timeline, we're just too far advanced at this point with our own technology to dumb it down enough to make sure. Because even those movies, like, we don't say this enough, those movies don't make sense within the timeline. The Enterprise is way too advanced in the movies, you know? So, yeah, I would just like, that looked amazing. I love when they beamed over to the Klingon ship. They were, and I love they've been doing this too. It's a small, subtle thing. They beam over to places already ready. So they beam over. They're already ready. They already have their phasers out. They're pointed, like they're ready for action once they beam over. They're already, versus what was happening like on the Next Generation, where they two to beam over and they're like, you know, standing straight up and standing still, like you're beaming over into an enemy ship. You should already kind of be like in the action ready position in case you kind of beam over in the middle of some shit. You know, so it's the small subtle things they do with this. I enjoy. So.
I'm hoping this isn't a blame Michael moment, but I think the other reason, I'm wondering if the other reason Lorca did what he did when Stamets was about to take them home was Michael. Because when she said, well, I know that ship, I'm the one best suited to place this sensor. He was like, no, you're not going. And she had to Vulcan mind out logic him to say, well, you brought me here to win the war, right? If you don't let me go, we're not going to win the war. So you may as well just send me back to prison, since that's where I got to go when we're done. So technically him going back to Earth means she was done, probably, because they had the Starfleet felt like they had the information they needed to go forward and win the war, which means she was headed back to jail. They've been talking about it for the last couple of episodes. So Is it also possible he did it not only because he didn't want to go home, but because he is holding on to her for some reason?
So
he knows he's in trouble. That admiral, I'm surprised you let that admiral leave. That admiral got on that shuttle. Oh, yeah. She got the hell out of there, and she is gonna take his ass to court.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's Well,
I know that's part of it too, but I can't help but feel that all that aside, because he probably just wouldn't go home. He'd find kind of like he was supposed to go home this time instead of having Stamets do all those jumps. He found a workaround to not do it. He'd continue to find workarounds.
Well, we definitely, so a couple of things. A few things. We know Lorca definitely has some issues. So, I mean, that's putting it lightly. So we know that. Two, the Admiral thing, I thought about that too, but I'm kind of looking at it like he also technically saved her life with the Discovery, so maybe, and kind of ended the war. So
Tyler,
no. She's gonna see through that crap. She's like, she was tortured, she got beaten up, and she knew he could at any point save her. She's gonna see through that, and she wants him back or wherever he's supposed to be and out of command of that ship.
Maybe, like I can see that, but I can also see them. Like, this is a guy who literally just technically won the war for them. So, I mean, I'm just going off of what we know about, you have a woman, you have a guy. I don't think Starfleet at this point is that progressive. So, I can definitely see them kind of ignoring that. But I think the bigger thing for me is what you said is there's something going on with him and Burnham. Like, she represents something for him, and I'm not sure what it is. Because you said his reaction when he said, no, you can't go over. Why not?
And it's been all season. Like when when Harry was on the ship in episode 7, and all these people getting blown up, he's like, yeah. Where's Burnham? Is she okay? Tell her to stay out of the way. It was all fuck everybody else that was getting blown up and shot. Is she okay?
When she went to go get her, was Saren her adoptive father? He told Tyler, like, make sure she comes back. You make sure Burnham gets back here. Like, I don't know. I'm assuming that's another one of these plot lines that they're hinting at that we're not getting. There's something going on that he sees with her that is definitely there. It's been an undercurrent in every one of his decisions has been about her. Like, remember, we forget when they pick her up, when she gets onto Discovery, they lost a pilot. They lost the prison transfer. Like, she got killed. Like, there's something definitely happening there with he stopped that ship for her on purpose. Like, I don't know what she is to him and what his plans are for her, but he has a larger plan that involves her that I am not sure about, and it again makes me nervous about him. So, but I will also say this: the one thing that didn't kind of work for me on this, what also is, like, I get Burnham saying, "Hey, listen, we can't have a future. I got to go back to prison." Sorry, you're not going to prison. You cannot tell me she's going back to prison for the rest of her life.
She's going back to prison for the rest of her life.
She's not going back to prison for the rest of her life.
I know for the purposes of this story, but narratively speaking,
she gets a pardon. Like, in real life, she gets a pardon. In real life, she gets a pardon for being part of the Discovery, a crucial part of the war effort to stop. She gets a pardon. She does. We all know that.
Might happen.
No. For a war that everyone is repeatedly saying she started, they might lose her sentence. They're not pardoning shit.
They're not pardoning her. They'll reduce it. They'll put her somewhere, like maybe a nice little, I don't know, island prison thing. But she's going back to prison.
Exiling her somewhere. But they ain't part of the damn thing. And she black? Come on now.
Too many people died. What was the number? Like 3,000? She knew the exact number of people that died.
I don't see that.
You got way too much faith in the future, man.
I do. Hey, look. We got 2 black women on the bridge, and we even got names for them. So I'm just saying, a man can have hope.
But they just got names, and they ain't ranking officers. So
hey, listen. You're asking way too much now. Listen, we got to take baby steps here.
What did Mama Nina say? Nina Simone said, "We don't go slow."
The concept of black Vulcans is still weird to me, even after seeing Tuvok from Voyager.
It was weird to me when I first saw Tuvok, but after Tuvok, I'm like, okay, Vulcans can be black. Let's go.
See, Black Vulcans
I don't know. It's still weird to me.
Black Vulcans make sense to me because we're the ones that have the most fucking sense. It's like, yeah.
Well, it doesn't make sense for me that he's an admiral in Starfleet.
Why not?
Is that just a wartime position or what?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. For me, it's I just need more. I need more black women Vulcans because then it would really make sense. It's like, oh yeah, just fucking listen. Come on, come on, guys. Let's just fucking listen to the black woman Vulcan. Like, duh. So anything else on these? Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. What happened to my baby?
Which one is this?
Stamets.
Oh yeah. He fucked up. I mean, he not dead, but
fuck up.
He jacked up.
Oh, you mean he's fucked up? Okay, I thought you said he messed up. I'm like, no. He was doing what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, no. Look. You know what? What I've really loved how again, and what they haven't done with the development of the Klingon characters, they have gone, I think, above and beyond with the crew of the Discovery, the core crew of the Discovery. I love that you have, I believe they're both gay men in real life too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have two gay men playing two gay characters, and you have them expressing love for and the two gay male characters. You have them expressing love and for each other on the show. It was a compelling moment. It's one of those things that's like, you hear people say, well, I just, it's weird to me. I just don't understand. Like, listen, I'm not gay. I definitely understood those moments. Those moments were touching. And I was, look, my cold black heart was like, this is going to be so messed up because they're making all these plans and they are not going on that date.
All I know is when Stamets said, I love you, I'm like, Hugh, you have to say it back now because this may not work. Right. Say you to him. Right. Tell him.
I was just like, I look, man, that shit was compelling and I knew it was going to be all bad. I was just like, whew, yeah, this is not going to work out the way they think it's going to work out. They are not going to that opera house. They are not having any of this shit. Whew, boy.
But you also, with those moments, you also understood why Stannis didn't want to tell him
absolutely.
What was going on because he was going to do his duty. Like, he knew his the person he loves was going to ruin his career because of what he was doing.
No, like when Tilly confronted.
Yeah, and he was concerned that if Hugh knew what was going on with him and didn't pull him from this, that Hugh could get in trouble with Starfleet for not carrying out his role as medical officer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely I understood those moments, and when Tilly confronted him at the end of episode 8, and he gave his reasoning for why not, I was like, damn, he really loves that boy. He loves that. He loves that man. Like that. I understood that. I understand why he didn't have it. Not saying it's right. You got to have these conversations with your partner. I understand that. But I also understood why he didn't say it. Like, he loved him enough to know that if I'm going to put him in a situation where he's going to make a choice between his career and me, and I don't want him to have to make that decision, so I'm not going to tell him at this point. And I got it. It made sense to me. So, yeah, yeah, that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt. And it's one of the you saw it coming. You were like, "Yo, you guys are not gonna have that happy ending that you think you want. It's not gonna happen there." So, damn you, Lorca, for that. Damn you, Lorca. So,
I was not ready to see L'Rell, and I'm still traumatized.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about the sex scene. Yeah,
I was not ready. I'm like, is he? Because it looked. I think you're right. I don't think it's a sunken place thing, but it looked like a bone saw that you use for brain surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there was a plastic bag covering his face, and then there was all this blood, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, she's operating, and that's the dream. I'm like, oh, you're having a sex dream on the couch next to Michael. How dare you?
Or a sex memory.
Shut up. Why do you hate me?
I'm sorry. That's definitely a memory.
Shut up. Why do you hate
me? He definitely got it in. He definitely did the with the Klingon. He definitely did that. He did that.
I hate you for it.
He did that. She did that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was all up in there. All up in there.
Shut up.
I did what he basically did. I did what I had to do. Hey, listen, man, we understand. And I hear the judge. But you know what did it for me though? The moaning and the groaning, yo. That's what did it for me. Like, that's what got. It's one thing to see the images. It's another thing. Was like, seems like you guys were very enthusiastic. What was going on?
God, you're making me. Okay, you're making me throw up. God,
I'm just saying it was. They were kind of in there. They were kind of getting it in, and just.
So thank you all for joining us on this live stream, but I think we're done.
Yeah, that is the that kind of got me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you on that one. I was just kind of like on some. Are we doing this? Are we doing this? Okay. See, I was about to say something, and I didn't. I'm not gonna do it to you.
He was on that one. And this is her first love. I hate that they're going here with this. Oh.
Why you hate that they're going here with this because you want him and Burnham to go off into the sunset making chocolate and brown babies. Like that's why you're against this. Which you know what that means, right?
Right.
And you know, because I know you want that so bad, you know what that means, right? That I am totally for the mess.
You want to know why? Because two people who shall remain unnamed, who are trash, ruined Barry and Iris's wedding. Give me one fucking good happy ending for the black woman on TV. Just one.
Oh, I mean, Iris and them got a happy ending. They went to a honeymoon and everything. They got a happy ending. They're together for now.
And got a thing that wasn't on their registry from a couple who ruined their wedding, and her husband's in jail. No, sir.
I love that. I love that everybody is so mad about that. You guys don't understand how much the anger from shipping fuels me at this point.
You know what? At this point, it's not even about shipping. It's about etiquette. And you can talk about shipping all you want, but don't forget, sir, all the speedsters you love so much comes from that ship. So I would think you'd be on board with it too.
I mean, technically, the speedster I like is Wally. So not really.
Who wouldn't still be here if it wasn't for Iris? You get that woman her respect.
I mean, she can still be around until Thom puts his hand through her head and kills her.
Boo, Chris, boo.
Listen, I'm only here for the messy ships, you know. So I'm sorry. It's just what it is. So I'm here for the human Klingon boning. I'm here for it. I support it. I don't know why. Here, the real question is, why are you against love?
That's great.
Why are you against love? Is it though? Was it? Seems like he was more. Seems like I'm gonna turn into a Republican right now. Seems like he was kind of enjoying it. I'm going full Republican.
The views of Chris do not represent the views of the MTR network or its contributors. Let's make it very clear right now.
Oh boy. Listen, I've already gone racist with the Klan on saying they all look the same anyway. So I'm already down the bigoted line. I'm one of those guys.
Because Takuma was pure black, right? Yes, he was. He was very dark. Yes. He was like the darkest of the Klingon.
Some brown, some tan, some mahogany. Come on.
Yeah, I'm actually like I like how they're distinguishing them by color, skin color, but it's still hard to distinguish their characters. One thing I do want to say is we mentioned it briefly before, the fight with Burnham. I actually really enjoyed that fight. And
that was good.
Yeah, I was like, wait, she gonna fight? She gonna throw down? Oh yeah, I'm in. I'm in on that one.
Okay, my only problem is how was she able to last as long as she did? I mean, she was throwing some moves, the Klingon chops or whatever, but
I think because the way I kind of agree with you on that one. the way I was able to reconcile in my head is because of the Vulcan
moves,
moves and training she got. Like, I think that's how she was able to do it. I mean, she was still getting
that whole leap of death.
She graduated first in her class.
Yeah,
and she had to get past some physical training.
Right.
So even though humans are, weaker than Vulcan, she had to, figure out a way around it.
Yeah. So that's how I convinced myself. I convinced myself it was due to the training she got when she was going through, training Vulcan. So.
But I also liked her fight style too because it made sense for her size. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, Buffy the Vampire Slayer will forever be my show, and I guess she was supposed to be some, supernatural, superhuman, super strong person. But the idea that 5'1", 95-pound Sarah Michelle Gellar was doing any kind of damage just did not. I couldn't buy it. At least this fighting style with Michael made sense in terms. It kind of reminds me like the first John Wick with Adrian. Bobby Drake from Bobby from S.H.I.E.L.D., where she used her momentum to get the better of him.
Well, like I appreciate when in today's fight scenes, they're finally adjusting the way they choreograph how women fight. It makes sense. Like you said, you brought up Bobby from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. All the women from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., all their fight styles make sense. In this episode with Burnham, like her fight style and how she was able to fight someone. And the fact that, hey, listen, she's going to take some hits. She's going to get thrown around a little bit. That also makes sense. Like, I appreciate them finally writing these fight scenes like they make sense. Like, you're not going to see a woman come in and just throw a punch and that be it. And then she's going toe to toe with a larger opponent. Like, that doesn't make sense for guys fighting. So it definitely wouldn't make sense for women fighting. So let's write them to be able to fight in a style that works for them. Like when you think of Thor Ragnarok, when you saw Valkyrie, when she went and she was play fighting with the Hulk, she went for his legs.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, that's how you do that. If you're fighting a bigger opponent, like as a guy who's trained fighting, when they tell you, it's like, oh, you're fighting a bigger opponent, go for the weak points, go for her legs. So then when you have women, why aren't you also having them fight that way as well? Like, that makes sense. It's just one of those things that it always felt weird to me, and their fights never felt natural. Like, I'll never forget, I couldn't believe that people actually thought this movie was good. Columbiana with Zoe Saldana.
That was terrible.
I kind of liked it.
So it's not bad, but like at one point she's running around with this sniper rifle that is longer than her entire body, and I'm like,
that didn't make sense. Yeah,
and probably heavier than two of her put together.
Exactly, yeah. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it looks weird. Don't do that. Like, there are ways of like adjust. It's not because you're not adjusting the fight scene because she's a woman. You're adjusting. Her body type is just different. It's just, like, you wouldn't have Kevin Hart running around with that shit and trying to be serious. If you had Kevin Hart doing it, you'd make it like, okay, this is a joke, right? Like, come on, guys. Like, so no, I definitely enjoyed how they had Burnham fighting this episode, and I like the fact that she held her own. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it.
And that leap of death was just a great effect.
Yeah,
how her transparently out. Yeah,
and I also love the fact that they ended this first arc with her getting the name tag back.
Like, Philippa's tag back.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Rude ass picking his teeth with it.
Hey, they're so fucking rude. Like, oh man, they had to. I will say the one other thing too, and it kind of goes into the overarching issue I had with everything here, and goes back to they got to stop killing these motherfuckers. Like, it's like every time there's somebody new in charge, they get blown up or they get exiled or something. Like, I get they're doing it for this larger story that they don't want to give away too many plot points for right now. But at the same time, it's like, oh God, so you guys just, okay. I don't know. It seemed weird to me. I hope that going into the second half, they do a better job of whoever, of running these stories together. And I think they will. But I wish
the one thing that worries me about that is there are only 6 episodes, so they're gonna have to. I know some things are gonna go to season 2, but
you know what?
I'm hoping they don't run anything together just because of the number of episodes left.
You know how I think they're gonna fix it. Wherever they're at now, you now have your villains already on the ship. Laurel's already there. Whatever's going on with Tyler, like they're already there together. So you can run those 6 episodes and tell now everything's part of the same ecosystem if you think about it. Versus before what was going on with these early 9 episodes is we had what was going on with the Discovery, we had everything going on there, and that's all really compelling. And it's like, oh, by the way, we're running a whole entire war, and we had this whole power struggle going on with the Klingons over here that we're kind of telling kind of in aside a little bit. Now they've kind of eliminated that. Like that whole storyline is kind of gone now, and now you can bring in, you can tell the story in 6 episodes. So I'm hoping, at least that's what I'm hoping they do. So I believe they've consolidated the stories into one, all the storylines now should be on Discovery versus being off of Discovery now. So
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, at least I'm hoping so. I'm hoping they do it that way. So, all right, let's wrap this up with. So, what do you guys want? You guys want to do Tarantino first? Or you guys want to do CBS All Access first?
Let's do All Access and then pretend like. Let's.
I know you don't want. I know you don't want to
do Tarantino and say we did.
Okay.
No.
So, I am not happy with the CBS All Access app. It is terrible, at least on my devices. Like, they gotta fix this. Like, I understand that they're still trying to find a way to have value. I know we'll probably go into it later, but them adding, and I think we had talked about it before. Maybe the last episode or episode before last, they were in the talks for doing Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone series. So now they definitely picked that up. Still not worth it to me to keep a $5.99 or $9.99 service from them. It's not enough content. But to me, the bigger problem is the app, at least when I was running it through my Xbox, was just not working correctly. It was completely messed up. Somebody's messing with their mic. You guys watch it? Whoever's doing that, watch your mic.
So here's the thing about the app. When I watch, I'm still hearing it too.
Yeah, somebody's clicking on you. Watch whoever's clicking on your mic, guys. Watch it. We're hearing it, or just mute your mic. Go ahead.
What I will say is, unlike the last time I had.
Oh, what is going on? Somebody moving around their mic? Yeah,
not me. That's not me.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
Yeah, Roger, I think it's you.
All right, I'm trying to mute, but it's not muting.
Hold on, I got you. Yeah.
So unlike the last time when I watched, at least this time the commercials didn't freeze into the end of episode 8, so that was something, I guess.
All right.
But no, it's still kind of wacky.
So you know what Mom was doing? It drove me crazy. So you know how you're getting up on a commercial break, and then you kind of fade to black. Maybe like 2 or 3 seconds before the fade to black, it would freeze, go to commercial immediately, like freeze, do the little spinning circle, then go to commercial. Then when I came back, it would then give the last 2 seconds, fade to black, then go back to the regular, the rest. Like, it was so weird and janky. And I'm like, come on, guys. Like, whatever their ad system is for putting ads is terrible. It is a terrible ad delivery system, and it breaks up the flow of the episodes. And part of me believes they're not trying to fix it because they want you to pay for the $9.99 version without ads. And fuck you for that, because I'm not going to pay $1 less than Netflix to get less. Not happening, guys. I am going to be stubborn, and I will deal with that if I have to, and I'll just cancel when Star Trek Discovery is over with. So,
but they only have really just 4 programs right now. I mean, they have Star Trek Discovery, The Good Fight, No Activity, and I don't know why people keep doing this, but the After Trek program. That's it. That's what we're paying for.
Yeah. Oh, and I guess if you're that's going to be over soon. Football. I mean, that's it.
You can get football through the app.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
So I get it through Amazon Prime. So okay.
Whatever. On Thursdays, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you get through Amazon Prime?
Thursday football games.
Thursday, yeah, you can get it through Amazon Prime.
Oh, I thought you meant the Discovery. So, hey, Rose, thanks. I thought you meant Discovery because I was like, wait, I can get through Amazon because I'd immediately go to the Amazon app. I'd immediately go there.
Here's the thing, and this isn't about access. It's about the show. It is completely rewatchable. So last night I was watching episode 8, and I watched it twice in a row. Mm-hmm. And then I went back and watched 7, not because I needed to watch 7, but because every episode is rewatchable. Well, at least for me, they're just that enjoyable.
Oh, absolutely. I believe,
I don't know if they were banking on that to keep people around, but I'm like, that's not going to keep everybody around.
It's not. To me, this is a travesty that this show is only behind a paywall. To be perfectly honest, it is good enough that it doesn't need to be, and it could be on regular TV, and it would get all the ratings. But I understand that they need a flagship program to run because again, without Discovery, they have nothing. I mean, they have the programming that for people who like watching CBS. And if you can convert that group to using streaming services, you can. I'm not sure that CBS is even running the right marketing program to do that. Like I said, the problem with the Twilight Zone is we're getting Black Mirror, and at this point in this generation, I hate to say it, Black Mirror has more name recognition than the Twilight Zone does.
Oh, absolutely!
It's going to bring in the young crowd. That's people are gonna go to Black Mirror. You hear Twilight Zone, you're like, and here's the thing: they've tried doing the Twilight Zone over and over again before, and it hasn't worked. So,
but they're not dropping it all at once like Netflix does. I mean, that's how people watch shows now.
That's the other thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if they were going to do this with CBS Access, it would work so much better if they just dropped all 9 at once.
Yeah.
But and then have the next whatever programming, but they don't have enough programming, so they're doing this week by week, and they're going to have a significant drop off, I think, by the end of Christmas.
Oh yeah,
or going to cancel.
Well, I think it'll be by the end of whenever Star Trek Discovery ends, because I probably won't drop because I've already paid for December now because I waited to watch this episode, and it comes back in January, so I'll probably keep it until Discovery ends. But then I'm cutting it off. Like and then when Discovery comes back, like that's when I'll get it again. But I'm gonna drop off for those months, and that's it. And if I get the schedule down, and I know we're only reviewing this I might do it every other month. To tell you the truth, like we'll see. It's just like you can do week to week. Like I believe that Hulu's doing that now for Runaways. But Hulu has a bunch of other programming too, so that it's not all they binge some. You can binge some, and you do week to week with some. Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a week to week model on some of these shows. That's fine. Stretch it out if you want to, but you need to have some other stuff there to keep my interest to go. You can't just do it like right now. CBS is only doing week to week on Star Trek Discovery because they know they have nothing else. You know, I think that's not going to work. That's stupid, and it's not going to work. So, yeah.
Especially globally, it's on Netflix. So, they're just getting the U.S. market.
Right. That's the other thing too. Yeah, you're losing internet. You've already lost the international market.
Yeah.
So I don't. Yeah. God forbid some people do some things that are not technically, I guess, legal. To watch it on Netflix now. Allegedly. We do not condone those type of behaviors, and we wouldn't know anything about them. Allegedly. So, anything else on CBS All Access?
It's trash.
Yeah,
it's trash. But if you have a Fire Stick, it does work well.
Yeah.
So the only one that works.
And I think what I'm gonna do is since I might try to watch an episode on my tablet and see. I might try other things. Like I said, it definitely could be the app itself that I'm watching it through. It could be that, but I think that goes back to the fact that CBS hasn't thought this through too much, and they haven't realized that you need to put some. If you're gonna do a streaming app, you need to put some effort into your streaming app. It needs to be robust
on all platforms.
On all platforms,
desktop, mobile. The various mobiles, Android, iOS, Windows, all of it.
Right. So, I would hope if they're doing this that the mobile apps are the best, because if you're going to do something like this, you better make sure your mobile apps are tip top shape. I think I've watched one episode on my tablet and it wasn't too bad. So we'll see. But again, their ad delivery system is trash. The way they deliver the ads, it just breaks up the show and it causes problems. So.
And the commercials are too long.
Way too long. You get the same, if I'm going to pay $5.99 and get the same amount of commercials I do for they're way too many commercials. Way too many. Like, it is ridiculous. All right, last thing is the fake news.
Not everybody.
I do not believe that. I can't believe that like legit sites are really buying into this Tarantino doing an R-rated Star Trek. Like. I haven't seen any actual facts that this is actually happening. It feels like it all came from like what Tarantino would like to do, and
like it feels like when Joss Whedon was pitching Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
With all the fake news, just a hype of it. I mean, they're saying that they're getting a writing room together. Patrick Stewart's made a statement saying he's always wanted to work with Quentin Tarantino. I mean,
that sounds real. That alone.
The probabilities are like high.
Yeah, it just like to me. So let's go with the idea that they're really thinking about doing this. It's the dumbest idea ever. First of all, in a way. Star Trek Discovery is kind of more mature and R-rated. Like we've talked about this before, the way they kill people and things like that. But it's done with nuance, so you're watching and it just catches you off guard. Like, oh, damn, they just kill. Okay. It's done subtly. Like I can see if they would rate Star Trek Discovery mature or rated R, that would make sense. But it's like a soft R. Nothing Quentin Tarantino has done is a soft R.
No, it's not. Imagine the nigger drop that will happen often in Star Trek, what that would do to the franchise.
Hard ER. Hard.
Yeah, hard ER. Multiple times.
Here's the thing. I am a Quentin Tarantino movie fan. I do. I like his movies. I'm not ashamed of that. I also do know though, he has a certain brand of movie and a certain lane to do that in. Star Trek is not that fucking lane.
No, but I wouldn't mind him directing a television episode. He did that for Alias and CSI, and I think he did it for another television shows, and those were great television shows.
Yeah. And
he kept within the confines of that particular genre, and it just looked very Quentin Tarantino, but didn't quite sound Quentin Tarantino. It wasn't the hard R's or the quick... the way he writes, but it was still a good episode. I can see him do an episode of Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, that's fine.
See him do a full movie.
But am I the only one that thinks of Tarantino Star Trek would kind of look like maybe an R-rated Orville?
I haven't seen Orville, so I don't know.
No, because Orville feels more comedy. It feels more comedy. So I definitely don't feel that. Like I said, the only way that I could come up with it is if you can get me Sam Jackson narrating. Then I can deal with it. Space, the final motherfucking frontier. Like I can deal with that. Like, but that's the only comedy. That's the only appealing idea of it is bringing in like Sam Jackson for that kind of role. But it's not meant to be serious, right? Like
no.
I'm with you. Like I can see him doing an episode that makes sense because inside the episode, you can't really. This is why we don't talk about the directors of episodes too much because there's only but so they can't drastically take a different turn from what's already being done on the show. They can come in, they can add their style there, but they can't really get into like other things like that, right? But an actual movie? Hell no. Hell no. Can't do it. I can't see it, and I do not want it. You know, we can get the jokes off as much as we want. It's not, and to me, it's not even about the nigger joke. Like, obviously, we see that there. It's not even that. It's just, it's not his style. You have never seen a Quentin Tarantino movie that says, yeah, I can see Star Trek. I do not think it's in his bag of tricks. I do not think it's in his lane. It's not something I want to see. I think, and I don't think anybody, no, this can't do it. Nope.
I really think it's just a good feel publicity distraction from all the Weinstein stuff.
No,
that is going on. I think that's what it is.
No,
they need a good distraction because he's trying to put his movie together with Leo and Brad Pitt and all of them. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, he's doing the Mason stuff. Like, that's never been done before. And I guess they're trying to put whatever good story they could out there to distract from his association with Weinstein.
I can believe that. Like, I do not believe any of the idea that this is actually a real story. Like, I don't and it kind of makes me mad when I see people suggesting, oh, well, he's putting a writing room together. It's going to happen. Is this really what's going to look like? And I'm like, no. Nope. No. Do not do that. First of all, just like Justice League, making Star Trek R-rated in that way, in a movie form, you can get away with a more mature Star Trek on TV, but making it no, that doesn't work. That's an easy way. If they were not happy with the box office returns in the last movie, R-rated box office go down even further. It's going to go down even further with that. You cannot do that.
You can't take your kids to see the movie. People take their kids to see Star Trek. And Star Trek is a family event or movie.
Except for episode 9 of Discovery. Sorry.
Oh, you're just mad because of the sex scene.
I'm traumatized.
So that wasn't just too much for a child. That was too much for you as a grown ass woman. You couldn't handle that too. I'll admit it was a bit much. I can go there and admit that's a bit much.
And it's not. It's because he's supposed to be with Michael. Damn it.
He has another boob.
I mean, it is the future. It is Star Trek, and they are progressive.
They have a polyamorous relationship.
Right. I'm saying it could be. I mean,
it is called Stockholm Syndrome. Thank you very much.
It could. I mean, they could all be one big happy family.
Yeah.
I rebuke you, sir.
I can see it now. Tyler bringing it like, all right, Burnham. I have something to say. I want you to meet this. This is she's going to be your sister. She's going to be your sister wife. And
this is going to be your sister daughter.
I hate both of you. Why did you hate
me? Just saying. But no. I fully believe it's fake news, and if it's not fake news, I really need to get a job in Hollywood so I can tell people how stupid some of their ideas are. Because this is a stupid idea. So, all right. Anything else people want to say before we wrap this up?
I love it. It's my trauma side. This is more. I was excited, especially because of how they pitched it. Mm-hmm. But I'm loving how I can't wait for January 7th when it's back. It's delivering. It is delivering, and I'm glad they have a second season. It's better than
it has any right to be. I mean, even with some of the problems here and there, and I think most of them come down to CBS All Access and stuff like that. It's to me one of my favorite shows to watch this season. And definitely one of the better Star Treks. I like the story they're telling. We don't give them enough credit for it. Like, they're telling a story with the main character. It's not the captain. It's not, and it's not a commander. It's like, and it still feels like she's part. Everything revolves around her, I think they're doing a really great job with the storytelling here. So now I'm all in on this. I've really liked this season so far. I like what they're doing, and I'm glad that we already know it's coming back for a second season.
I think it puts a lot of pressure off of this season, the expectations, because okay, the story is going to continue.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for a first season Star Trek, this is probably one of the best starts I've seen of all the Star Treks.
Oh, by far. There's
by far, yeah.
Oh yeah, by far. Like this is it feels like, you know what it feels like to me? They're already in their groove.
Mm-hmm.
They've already. I mean, again, you're gonna and when you consider the fact that this is a show that's trying to meld two different way of telling a story. It's trying to keep the procedural aspect of the other Star Treks, where it's like, oh, this week we're out doing this, we're out this planet, we're doing this, but also tell an overall story. So it's basically taking, I guess, the model of Deep Space Nine, not as many episodes in a season, and it's made it better. Not bad. It's still compelling. You don't feel like there are filler episodes because every episode has something that feels like it matters. So no, absolutely. I definitely feel like they're doing a great job with doing it.
It's also appealing to the movie Star Trek people and the people that have been part of Star Trek for a long time.
Yeah.
It really melded that very well. I was very hesitant at first if they could do that, but we're 9 episodes in, and I'm looking forward to each episode, and I'm really enjoying it and feel like it is Star Trek.
Yeah, no, I feel like they did the same thing with The Force Awakens, where it kind of bridged the gap between old trilogy fans, the original trilogy, and the prequel fans, and it's like, okay, here's something that can kind of we can all come together and enjoy, and kind of wipe the slate clean. Like I feel like that's what Star Trek Discovery is doing. Like, I mean, again, even like the little things, like after a few episodes, you get over the fact that it's like, okay, this doesn't really fit in the timeline because this ship is way too advanced. Mm-hmm. But it feeds into your aspect of this is also the Star Trek I always wanted growing up. Like if we had the technology back then, this is the Star Trek we would have gotten. So fuck it.
It's so beautifully doing 133 micro jumps in succession. Yes, we needed this.
Right. I still can't get over how, like, I watched it, I was like, yeah, they got to go to the future. Like, they got to jump to the future because there's no way this shit. Can you imagine that during the Dominion War? Oh, my goodness. Oh. Fucking put the spore drive in the Defiant? Oh, my God. Like, man, are you kidding me? They got, like, the entire premise of Deep Space Nine is they get happy that they found a wormhole to another quadrant. You have a spore drive.
You couldn't tell Cisco shit.
Man. Cisco with a spore drive? Man. Like that's so it would be cool if they actually end up jumping to the future. Like I would love it if they jumped to the future and they ended up coming across Deep Space Nine. and that would be so cool to actually have them jump to the future and then they end up meeting and talking to other captains. I'm getting excited right now. Stop. They're not going to do that, but I'm just saying.
They have to. There's been kind of tradition where somebody shows up. They've been doing that for a while. They've done it since the Next Generation.
I think they called themselves doing that with Sarek, though.
Yeah, I need more. I need more. Yeah, I need the passing the torch to. Yeah, I need the other stuff. So, all right, folks. If you were watching us on the live stream, thank you guys very much. Again, we did it randomly. We'll going forward. I think I'm going to try to do it again this weekend, this Sunday morning when I do the Agent of Shield podcast. Ooh, careful, guys. When I do the Agent of Shield podcast. I'll be doing it again in the morning then to test out. I think we might be able to get myself and Deepam on the screen at that point. We'll see what goes on with this. It seems to kind of be working. I think every now and then it freezes. But anyway, please subscribe to us, Super Tuesday Recap. You can also subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm hopefully recording some videos this weekend that'll end up on YouTube, youtube.com/MTR Network. And stay tuned. If you're hearing this on the feed, I don't know when this is coming out, you'll be hearing us make an announcement about hopefully come February opening weekend of Black Panther that we might be doing there might be 2 get-togethers, one in LA and one in DC, where we're trying to see about getting renting out a theater in each city and getting private screenings of Black Panther that weekend. So just stay tuned. Make sure you follow us on follow me on Twitter, Insanity Report, or the MTR Network, and make sure you follow. Just make sure you listen to all the shows. As we get closer and get more information, get more confirmation, we'll be letting you guys know, and then you guys know where to get your tickets at. So if you guys want to meet us up and watch Black Panther with a group of fans, you'll be able to do that. So again, folks, thank you guys very much for listening, and we will be back to talk Star Trek Discovery in 2018. So enjoy your holiday, and we will be back soon. Peace.
Happy New Year.